You may want to keep the fuse box off for this one. Today is the Jinn, one of Phasmo's most dangerous ghosts. To identify you've got a Jinn, look for the following 3 pieces of evidence: EMF 5, freezing, and UV. The Jinn has some very interesting behaviours, so let's go through them. Firstly, the Jinn's behaviour is directly linked to the fuse box. If the fuse box is on, it can use its abilities. If the fuse box is off, it can't. Which brings us on to one of the first unique traits for the Jinn. It can never turn off the fuse box. If you see the fuse box get turned off, and I don't mean the lights being overloaded, then you haven't got a Jinn. Now let's move on to the actual abilities themselves. While the fuse box is on, when the Jinn is within a couple of meters of a player during the investigation stage, it can actually drain 25% of your total sanity. When it does this, it'll also make an EMF reading appear at the fuse box. For obvious reasons, this is an extremely dangerous ability. The ability to sap a huge portion of your sanity can lead to early hunts, or at least the appearance of it. Often you may think you have a demon or some other early hunting ghost, and actually it is a Jinn. So be aware and double check for evidence. Its second major ability is perhaps one of the most interesting and dangerous ones for hunts, and that is when the fuse box is on and the ghost is more than 3 meters away from its intended target during the hunt. It does go extremely quickly. However, it returns to normal speed once it gets inside that 3 meters. However, this speed is not present if the fuse box is turned off. So if you're certain you've got a Jinn but you want to make life a bit easier for yourself, turn the fuse box off and it will no longer go fast in hunts. Strategies for identifying the Jinn involve placing an EMF reader near or at the fuse box. When it performs its special ability to drain sanity, it will generate an EMF reading at the fuse box. However, the fuse box will not turn off. Secondly, make sure you observe that hunt speed. Try leaving the fuse box on and see if it goes really fast when it's far away from you and slows down to a normal speed when it's close up. However, here's a word of caution. Bear in mind that the Jinn still gets line of sight speed bonuses, so don't assume it's going to be slow when it gets to you like a Dio would. A strategy to maintain safety while hunting the Jinn is to be aware of whether the fuse box is on or off and use that to your advantage. For example, if you want the Jinn to be slightly weaker, you can turn the fuse box off. Say you're trying to get pictures or other things. In conclusion, if you're dealing with a ghost with extreme speeds from distance who generates weird EMF readings at the fuse box, you may just be dealing with a Jinn. Use all of the information to help you in your investigation. Good luck.